interest of Dr. Musa Hassan Bility. Today, the Consortium of Legal Practitioners Incorporated, the law firm that I head as CEO and senior legal consultant, filed an action of damages for wrong, for libel, and slander by attachment against the Montserrado County Senator, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, claiming $1 million United States dollars in general damages for his wrongful action and defamation against Honorable and Dr. Musa Hassan Bility. As you all know, Dr. Bility is the chairman of Liberty Party, one of the most popular political parties in the Republic of Liberia. We have filed this action in his interest, on his behalf, on the following grounds. Sometime in December, from December 8 up to January, December 8, 2021 to January 2022, Senator Darius Dillon alleged and accused, defamed, tarnished, stigmatized, and degraded the reputation of Dr. Musa Hassan Bility, and said the following words, quotation: Musa is a criminal and fraudster. And I can prove it. That is what Senator Darius Dillon said against the good earned reputation of Dr. Musa Hassan Bility. He went further and said that Dr. Musa Hassan Bility is a criminal and that he altered criminally and confessed for his criminal action. By altering the CPPP document. As legal counsels to Dr. Musa Hassan Bility, honor our laws, he came to us and we said that you have an actionable case that you can sue before the court of law, and indeed he can be held accountable. On our laws, when a person makes a statement against your reputation and defames your reputation, stigmatizes your reputation, and that statement that he made is false and misleading, and he did it with actual malice, on our laws, you have the right to take the person to court for judicial scrutiny for him to be held accountable for his action. The action of Dr. Musa Hassan Bility to come to court is in line with law. The law says when we say slander, and I will explain what does it mean when we say slander, libel, and by attachment. When you make a statement against the reputation of a person and say that this person is a criminal, and that statement is in writing, it was transcribed in a print media or electronic media, electronic media, and it went nationally or internationally, and it defames your reputation, it tarnishes your reputation, obviously it falls under the office of libel. That is written statement that is made by a person accusing another person that the person is a criminal or the person is this person, and to only intended to defame the reputation of the person, and that statement is untrue. That constitutes libel. Slander: when you orally make a statement in the media, on Facebook, social media, and what have you, that two or more persons hear the statement, and that statement is wrong, and it defames the reputation of the person. It embarrasses the person. It inconveniences the person. It causes emotional distress and mental anguish. Then that is an intentional infliction of emotional distress. Under our law, when that statement is being made orally, it is what we call slander. So this is an action of damages for wrong. for libel and slander by attachment. Why we file by attachment? Attachment is when you sue the person, it's not to allow them to be going all around free. You are asking the court that this man must pay and show a particular property because the action that you have filed, you will win the case and there will be money compensation. He does not have the money, he goes to jail. If he has the money or he has a property, he must give that property as a collateral to the court to guarantee that even when judgment is being made against him, the court will be able to use that collateral as a particular indemnity to the action filed against him. If he is unable, he goes to jail. So the scenario is Dillon have been sued through an action of damages for wrong, by libel and slander, by attachment. If he is unable to show, as we speak, the sheriffs are on their way to have him arrested and brought under the jurisdiction of the court. This is a civil action. An action that somebody must be here personally accountable for your action. In this country and all over the world, no one makes an irresponsible statement that defames the reputation of another person and must go free. The law says, and even under the International Convention of Human and People's Rights, the UN Convention, it says that people are free to make statements, but when those statements are made, they must be accountable. And that is the theory and the doctrine under our laws. Even our Constitution, Article 17. You have the freedom of speech, but you must be accountable for any abuse thereof. Why do we intend to do this? Why do we want to do this? According to Dr. Bility. Dr. Bility have said to us, the reason that he wants this action to be filed and should be filed against Senator Darius Dillon is simply because Liberia must have a precedent. We need to make our young generation that are growing up, especially those that we lead as leaders, take into consideration Senator Darius Dillon being the senator of Montserrado County, who was elected by the people of Montserrado County. Many young people listen to him, believe in him. Must be somebody that must carry the ethics and the ethica of the legislature, specifically the Senate, the House of Elders. So when he makes a statement that is premature, a statement that is irresponsible, a statement that goes against civilized norms of society, the law says he must be called to book and be asked to answer. And so that is the reason we have filed this action on behalf of Dr. Musa Bility. The action is action of damages for wrong, for libel, and slander by attachment. That is the action that have been filed against Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, any questions? Probably you want to ask the councillor, people who take leave for you.
Yeah, my name is Woody. I'm from Front Page Africa. In most cases, lawmakers always use the reliance of the legislature to bypass court proceeding. Do you see the workable in the case of Darius Dillon?
Under the status quo, under the rule of law, there is no law that exonerates a senator or whoever who is a government official from going to court. There is no law. The only person in the Republic of Liberia that does not go to court is the president of the Republic of Liberia. Even the vice president of the Republic of Liberia can go to court. As you remember some time ago in the LMA case, you remember I filed an action against the vice president and she came to court through her lawyer. The only person who does not go to court is the president of the Republic of Liberia. That is enshrined in the Constitution of Liberia.
In your statement, you said one of the reason why you taking a lawsuit against Senator Dillon, quote unquote, that's a direct quote, that he accused Mr. Bility of altering the CPP document. It is a CPP document or the LP document?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question. I think it gave us a real price to restate what we're saying. We filed the action on behalf of Dr. Bility. Dr. Bility, according to in the exhibit, exhibit that we have here attached to the complaint, we were quoting directly what Senator Dillon said. Senator Dillon said that Musa is a criminal. I can prove it, unquote. He went further and said, since Musa became as chairman, there were several allegations that he made. He also said that Musa authored the document, the constitution, sorry, that question was proper. He authored the constitution of the Liberty Party, and that he criminally, in fact, he admitted in his statement, he said Musa admitted in his statement, criminally altering the constitution of the Liberty Party. Unquote. Based on this is untrue. Dr. Musa Hassan Bility have said that is untrue. Senator Darius Dillon must come to court to prove where the allegation was made, where the statement was made by Dr. Bility, how he made it, what is the evidence that he has, where is the voluntary statement that indeed Dr. Bility made, stating that yet I criminally altered the constitution of the Liberty Party. So thank you for that question.
So my last question is, you also said the sheriff are on their way to having arrested. It is an arrest they're going to do or a summons?
Thank you. This is not only a summons. I explained to you what we call attachment. As I speak to you, there is a writ of attachment to have him arrested and brought under the jurisdiction of the court. And that is a law. That is the law. When a person is sued by attachment, in fact, we even wanted to file it with garnishment. But we have decided, based on the brainstorm of the legal team.
When you say garnishment, what do you mean?
Garnishment, but no, that's not what we issue. That's not the rate now. Garnishment is to attach all his accounts. So that when the judgment is being rendered in Dr. Bility's favor, they will go in his bank account and get all what he has there to correct to the $1 million damages that Dr. Bility has sued for. But this is the catch here. Dr. Bility is suing Senator Darius Dillon not because he won the $1 million. In fact, he told me at some point, no, I thought when that damages have been paid, I don't want it. I said, give it to me, I want it. Okay? But it is to teach Senator Dillon a lesson so that others must know, because this is a man who is the senator of Montserrado County. People follow these people. People look at you as model, role model, I mean. So on the basis of this, whatever you do, people look at you and follow. Our young generation look at us. Whatever we do, they feel that indeed it is part of the status quo and the norms of society. So when people engage in antisocial behavior that is counterproductive to the normative structure of society, there is a need to call them to book. That is the situation. Dr. Bility is a man of substance. A man with the dignity of labor from the most supreme and noble. Man with regularity and the tenacity of purpose. Who imbued in him the virtue of love, affection, and general human welfare and concern. And so when a senator, who is expected to act responsible, engages in an act that is irresponsible, that tarnishes his reputation, he is under obligation to call him to check and bring him to book and to answer before the court of law. That is just what we have done on behalf of Dr. Bility, being retained as legal counsel on his behalf.
My name is Prince and I read for the newspaper. Counsel, I already talking about December last month, and then why are you coming up at this time?
Okay, the reason is, in the legal profession, what we do when our clients come to us, we don't just rush to go to court. We analyze the evidence. We look at the evidence, whether the issue that you are raising is justiciable, meaning whether it's something that is cognizable before the court, whether indeed it's an issue that the court can look at and they say, yeah, this is a case. We don't want to file a case for you in the instance where the court will dismiss the action. So we do consultation, we do our background check through our own private investigators. Based on what you told us, we go and find out and analyze the evidence and tell you and advise you that you have a case. So it takes a time. We don't just rush to court. That's the reason from December to present. And more besides, as we speak, you go on YouTube, it's there. That's why if you see the complaint, we share you the complaint. You go on YouTube, you will see Senator Dillon appear on Spoon TV. And all of that, it's attached. So that's the reason. And under the statute of limitation, we get up to 3 years to file. So we can take 1 year. In 1 year, people can file. We can take 1 month, in 1 month period, we file. That's the law.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the press, we want to tell you thank you for coming. And I think you listened to the councils. And Council Johnson, maybe final statement before we take it.
My final statement is that this is for precedents. This is for people to live by the rule of law. People must know in this country. You know, many persons don't know that you can't just go on social media and look at somebody and disrespect them and castigate them. You don't, especially people who are honorable. If you are honorable doing it, that's the reason we have the other children going all on social media and cursing their parents and calling them, they say, in the name of politics. This is an issue of law, so that we can be able to settle the score in this country for people to know that they are governed by norms. It is not anything like a personal thing, no. It is an issue of law. Because when we set this standard, even people in position of trust will know that you can't use your position and insult people and lie on people and accuse people of criminality. Because when you accuse a person of committing an offense, and that offense is an offense that can be indicted, that the person can be indicted of, it means that that is libel or slander per se. That's the law.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press.